Hello there. What's going on, everyone? Today we're talking about X-Wing. There was a delay with the update for the points changes. We're going to be talking about that. Do want to also remind you to check out luxuryplaystyle.com and get yourself some amazing full metal tokens. Really, if you want to treat yourself, this is a great time to do it because you can save 15% with code Crabbok VIP. Full metal tokens. These are engraved. They are painted. There's so much detail on these, and they are beautiful. They come in a variety of finishes, and they have them. They have charge. They have shields. They have force. They have. There's a whole different evasive maneuver set that also has focus and calculate and evade, and they're available in all different finishes. They're absolutely gorgeous. I use them. You're gonna love them. Definitely check those out. All right. So today, FFG organized play. Well, actually yesterday rather, but today we're talking about it. They tweeted that there's been a delay with the hyperspace legality changes and the points. You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Now they were supposed to come out yesterday, and so instead of them coming out, Organized Play tweeted that they're gonna come out later in July. Until then, stay safe and fly casual. Well, if you've been following me, I've been definitely flying casual because the last couple of battle reports have all been in the fly casual awesome simulator. I wonder if that was, well, I don't know if that was a tongue-in-cheek remark to play solo, but because, fly casual has just been a normal remark for a while. But it's interesting that they're talking about July because Gen Con is coming up in July as well. And that's, usually when a lot of huge news comes out because we have not had anything for X-Wing in a long time, and that's one of the things I want to talk about because it's kind of strange because X-Wing is such a big game for Fantasy Flight that we've seen so much other news come out, whether it's I guess probably nothing for Armada, but so much for other games. Keyforge has had new stuff. A lot of FFG's other games have had big new articles, previews, releases. Legion has had quite a bit, and X-Wing has had nothing. And it feels like maybe X-Wing's falling into the Armada slump of just getting like kind of one release a year or something like that. I mean I get that sounds a little bit crazy, but there's other things that just X-Wing's had a lot of missteps, so it kind of makes me wonder, what's going on, and if they're going to plan on getting it caught up with everything else, or kind of back to the way it used to be. And so I'd love to hear from you guys, because there's still that giveaway going on right now, so you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. You can automatically enter to win that $25 Amazon gift card. Also, I do want to also remind you guys, too, there's... we've got the new masks are available. You can click on the links down below if you're interested in getting any of the gator necks. These are we've got Boba Fett, we've got Darth Maul, we got new ones, we've got Darth Vader, we've got some Double Critical podcast ones, we've got the Ahsoka one as well, which I really like this one. This one's super cool, but they're awesome. I love them. They're also double layered, so it's pretty cool stuff. Anyway. So what might be going on with X-Wing, right? We did kind of get the damage decks, which are now like almost most of them are sold out already, right? Like those just recently came out. So, I feel like, Gen Con, they better announce a lot of stuff. Now, there have been some leaks. There have been some leaks, about... some things showing up on the Asmodee store, right? Like the next wave kind of showed up. Those 3 ships showed up on the Asmodee store, like back before COVID, and it kind of seemed like those weren't supposed to. So it almost seemed like they were like, "Oh, well, we better announce this wave as a knee-jerk reaction." It like seemed rushed, like it wasn't supposed to happen. But then there was a whole bunch more stuff that got announced, and so like a whole nother wave after that. But it didn't get announced. It was just leaked through distributors. And then on top of that, just recently, there was also squadron packs that got leaked also from a distributor site. So the last 3 waves of X-Wing never were originally announced. They've all come to us through leaks, and the last 2 haven't even been announced yet. So what's going on? So it's just strange, especially when you look at the stuff a while back about the cancellation of the Raider and also Saw's Renegades and the TIE Reaper, with the statement that they're not going to make these. Yet they are still today on Asmodee's website. They're just listed out of stock, but if you aren't going to make something, if you're just not going to make it, why do you have it available? Well, not available, but why do you have slots for it up on the website? And why not the Raider? which the Raider asks comes to a whole nother question. I have a question for anybody who's watching. Have you, if you bought a Tanta V4, have you gotten your replacement dial yet? I haven't. I haven't gotten an email. It's been months. Months and months have gone by. What does it take 6 months to get somebody a replacement piece of cardboard? That's what I don't understand. Right? It's really bizarre. It's like, I don't want to like jump to conclusions, but it makes me think very strange things. Like, why would they just? It's almost like they're just saying, you know what? Forget it. We're not going to fulfill this. We're not going to. Now, this was filed before the parts replacement policy, right? So, like, I get that, you know, maybe there's been some hiccups with replacing, but it's only a cardboard piece, right? Like, I thought they could make cardboard stuff in-house. Like, they can't just fabricate dials, you know? And it's not really that big a deal because, like, I got the conversion kit. So, like, I know that they can make proper dials. But what is the fact that it's taken this long and there's still no sign of replacement dials coming out for the Tanta V4 makes me wonder if that's why we haven't seen anything else about huge ships. It makes me wonder if we've seen, you know, major printing errors with other stuff, and that's why all this other stuff that has only come out via leaks. Is there some kind of major problem with like printing errors or something like that in X-Wing right now? Like, that's what I'm really wondering, because there's no reason that, you know, like, first off, they shipped a ship that was unplayable because it had the wrong dial. You know, it had basically a Raider dial in it, and like 6 months ish has gone by and still no replacements. But then again, if any of you guys have received the replacements, please let me know. But then this delay also. I guess I'm curious about, you know, what data they really have for Hyperspace, because who's really been playing in the past like 4 or 5 months? Like, we really don't have a whole lot of data. I mean, I guess there's been, you know, you can play on like Vassal and Tabletop Simulator, but I think FFG is supposed to be under the position that those don't exist, you know, because of legal reasons. So, you know, I even wonder if it's going to be that significant of a change, or if they, you know, I thought they might have just punted and say, you know what, we'll do it. We'll wait a couple more months. You know, so I don't know. I don't know if there's just so many little things. I don't know if they're all connected or if they're all isolated incidents. But I'm really surprised that they haven't announced anything yet. And if they're just waiting until Gen Con, and that will be a lot of product for them to announce at Gen Con, because we're talking like multiple Separatist ships, Jango Fett, the Tri-Fighter, the Eta 2, the V-Wing, I think that was the other one. All of that stuff. Then the ace, the squadron pack, the aces, the TIE Brute, whatever the WT, the working title, whatever mystery expansion that is as well. You know, all of that. And then plus maybe anything else we don't know about. Well, and then like, what's the future of huge ships, right? You made some. You know, actually, really didn't even make some. I mean, they made two huge ships for X-Wing 2.0. I mean, I guess from a certain point of view, you can just buy the conversion kit and not even put any plastic on it and just say, hey, there you go. We're flying a base around. You know, I mean, if they did that, the conversion kits were good. You got two bases in there, but the whole thing is just really, like, X-Wing's just been in a really weird place right now, and so it kind of has me wondering. You know, when, first off, I don't think if this does happen in July, I don't think it's going to be consolidated with, you know, the Gen Con weekend, because there's too much going on, like, for them at that point, for them to also talk about, like, I think lower tier stuff, like the hype. Like, Gen Con is all about hype and reaching like more people, and less about just, you know, admin stuff, because like a points change is like definitely a lower level of hype. That's only really going to apply to tournament people and hyper, like all of your people who are just playing very casually might not even really care that much. So I would expect if they do it in July, it will be before probably like, the middle of July, well before the Gen Con weekend, which is the last weekend in July, beginning of August. That overlap is when that's supposed to happen. So it's going to be really interesting. I don't know how it's going to really go down, but I'm just curious, and I guess the big moment of truth is going to be, what do they announce at Gen Con? Is it going to be all of the stuff that's leaked? If it's not, then it really makes me wonder, what's really going on. And I don't want to say the sky is falling. It's just really weird. Is all I can say. Actually, and I shouldn't even kind of say that, because they have said that they've got a really, really strong lineup for all of their miniatures games. The only one that we've really seen news out of, though, is Legion, right? Like Armada, we know the Clone Wars is coming, and I talk about that all the time because I'm trying to keep the hype going for Armada, because that's one we know is only going to have stuff once a year, right? But X-Wing, I usually haven't had to keep hype going for X-Wing because it's always had such a consistent, drop of new content. We had that solo system. I mean, that was, and that was just an alpha. That's the other thing too. Since when do they drop news in public about something that's in an alpha state? That's really weird too. I don't know. The whole thing is just strange to me. Anyway, and at the end of the day, there's going to be news at the end of July, and it's going to be pretty exciting. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully, I'm really curious. I'm curious what you're most looking forward to seeing out of the Gen Con announcements. There's a lot of the leaked expansion names that I think are kind of ambiguous and could mean a lot of different things. So I'm really excited to see what they do. And even the stuff that we know that's coming, I still want to see the sculpts. I still want to see the minis, if any of them have moving parts and all of that stuff. So there's still a lot of stuff to be excited about. But there's a lot of things that kind of make me want to scratch my head a little bit and say, why haven't I gotten a replacement dial for the CR90 yet? I mean, it's just strange, right? But hey, what are you gonna do? It's first world problems, totally first world problems. All right. Well, that's all I've got for you today. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons as well. You guys are wonderful and help keep this channel running. Thank you so much. And as always, have a great day.